Hey guys, gals, gardeners, and campers. I've got a new something here to show you. It's a mini battery-powered chainsaw. This is it. It's a 20-volt battery. It comes with cooking oil. This here you want to use quite a bit because this is what keeps your chain lubed, and so there's no friction. You got your screwdriver to adjust the chain tightness. You got your wrench to loosen it where the chain is. You've got your charger. You've got your battery, and right there is where you would plug the charger in at. This doesn't show how much charge is in the battery, so charge it up before you head out camping or go outside to trim what you need to trim. Like I say, this here is actually light duty, so you don't have to haul out the big old chainsaw, fight to get it started, and just to cut off some small little limb. So far I see where this is just great. This does come with instructions, and obviously you want to read these, because if you're not doing it right and hurt yourself, it might just be your own fault, because they do have some safety things in here for you to read. I would keep this plastic bag, because when you lube the chain, which you'll lube it here on the end, and don't be afraid to use this, get some more cooking oil, that's what it is. Keep this bottle full and put it on your chain, because the guide, and especially around the corner here, is where you want this thing lubed up. And if this gets a bit oily, get it back in the bag when you go to put it away for the time being. This here, I don't know what it's for. I would guess it's to possibly help keep the sawdust chips from going in your face. You can see I used it a little bit just to try it out. Right here is little, let's call them grabber-like. If you can bring the branch up and hold on to this area here and saw it this way, it'll saw smoother instead of it jerking around when you're trying to saw it. It does have a safety button here that you would push, and then you'd push your lever in and out to activate this so it'd start cutting. It's easy enough to get on and off, because you push that in, that little lever goes down to release it. I would save your box just in case, because it holds everything together, so you don't lose it, and so you keep your charger with the right product. SAKER Mini Electric Chainsaw. So I talked about you can use this at camping, because what if you have a little fire pit and all there are maybe fallen branches from the trees, but you don't have any real way to cut them up quietly? Use this, because it's not noisy, and you don't need to cut a log that's 3 foot thick, because that's ridiculous to put that in the fire unless you're to chop it up with your axe or whatever. But it's nice to get your kindling and whatnot. That way you can cook or just enjoy the campfire. Also, if you had a windstorm and it blew some branches down, just a few, maybe it's not worth getting the real chainsaw out that's gas powered. You can just cut those little branches up, as, let's say, as each storm goes by, and get rid of the mess that you have there. Now I've already tried this out, and I'll share some of those videos, but I had a problem with my sound. I forgot to put the batteries in this. But let's go out there and so you can hear it also. But trim around our burn pile because the branches are a bit big. The big chainsaw is already put away, so this here would make it a little bit easier to just give us a few quick cuts, because you're not cutting a cord of firewood, which this isn't meant for. This is meant for the small jobs, and this way I can cut up some of these bigger branches and get them into the pile that we're going to burn later. You do have this part here, like I say, to put your wood up against, so it'll be a little bit smoother cutting. So here I wanted to show you the screwdriver and the wrench, and here's where you loosen the chain, and the screwdriver on this other side here, in just a second I'll show you, is where once you've loosened that nut, right there is where you would turn the screw that would either tighten the blade or loosen the blade. So this cooking oil, like I say, you need to reduce the friction and the wear. Just put it on there. Don't be afraid to put a little bit extra on there, because after you're done, if it is too oily, make sure to get it back in the bag. So here you can see some lightweight branches that are on the touching the house and on the roof, and this is what I'd like to remove. So here I'm going to go to the lower part of the limb. I want to undercut a little bit because there's so much weight there, we'll say. And so I'll undercut, and then I'll cut on top of it, but above where I undercut. So if that branch did break, it's not going to strip down the bark along the bottom of the trunk there. Of course, this here's where I messed up on my volume, on my sound. But there we go. It's kind of a big branch, but not humongously big. So I got that one taken care of, and I got a couple more to cut off besides. So now that I've got that branch cut off, now we can cut the full branch off closer to the bigger branch, so that way it can heal properly and not be sticking out and grabbing things. Put it up against the saw there so it's not vibrating back and forth. Just cut her off. And there we go. So here we have these branches that I need to trim up because they're just too hard to bring the riding lawnmower around, and you can't see my yard decoration, my bowling balls. And here is, these aren't very heavy branches, but this sure makes quick work of taking, we'll call it the brush, off this tree here, so it'll besides look a little bit nicer. So like I say, this thing would be great in case you went camping. It's small. You can cut up small firewood and put it on your little campfire. Or if you had a storm, and this is a good quick way to get rid of some of the branches so you can get in or out of the house, or make it safer around the place. Anyway, until next time, 20 volt. This would be a great little gift for the gardener or the camper. SAKER. I'll leave a link below this video so you can go check it out yourself. Like I say, it seems pretty handy to me. So go buy yourself one. SAKER.